We are going to look at an assignment of creating a web feed reader program. This is for the MSc Computer Science, Savitribai Phule, Pune University. Okay, so first of all, we'll see what is a web feed. Okay, so web feed is a also news feed, right? The data is in a specific format and typically is used by a lot of news companies to provide the latest news, right? Latest news, which is frequently updated, right? I mean, as the news keeps coming, it get it gets updated on this feed. Okay. So first of all, we are going to write a PHP program, right? So to deploy this PHP program, what we need is what is known as XAMPP, okay, or XAMPP in short. So to download the XAMPP, we'll go to Apache Friends .org website. From here, you'll see the XAMPP, Apache, MariaDB, PHP, Perl. That's what is packaged in this particular package, right? So since our machine is Windows machine, we'll download the XAMPP for Windows, right? If the download doesn't start as it says, you can click here, right? And the download will start immediately. Okay, so it will come to this page and it will start downloading. Okay. I have already downloaded this. Okay, so the download started. Okay, so it will take a time. So to save the time, I have already downloaded it. So let me just cancel out of this and go to my download, right? So I have downloaded it in my downloads folder. So this is the installer. Okay, so you click on the it will prompt you for a few things. It will walk you through the wizard and it comes up, right? Continuous installation, you'll say yes, right? It will give you some pop-ups, right? You'll say next, right? What all you want to install. So I want to install a custom, uh, I don't want to customize it, so I'll just go with the default settings, right? And by default it installs it in C:\XAMPP, so we'll keep that. So again, to save the time, I already installed it, so I'll just cancel out of this and I will directly go to the installation. Okay, so I'll just close out of all this, right? My XAMPP is installed, which is what I need for my PHP program to run to parse the web feed, and that's what we'll see. Okay, so we'll go to the XAMPP control panel. In the XAMPP control panel, you'll see Apache, MySQL, FileZilla, Mercury, Tomcat, right? All these components are installed, right? Since I want to host a PHP file and access it, I will start the Apache, which is the web server, which will host the web server and will be able to access a PHP file that will get executed. Okay, so now it's running, right? What we need to do is you need to go to the uh, XAMPP folder. So I'll just sort of navigate through that. So if I go to the XAMPP, right, you need to go to the htdocs folder. Okay, and for your application, you need to create a folder. I mean, remember that you always have to create a new folder for XAMPP to connect to it and load the file. So I have created a folder called demo, right? I have already put my program there, webfeed .php file. So again, another important thing is that though it's a HTML file with PHP content in it, you have to name that file with a .php suffix. Okay, so it always has to be .php suffix. XAMPP cannot read a .html file. Okay, we won't look at this code right away, but we'll look at it later. So now what you do is your program is placed in a new folder in htdocs, and your Apache is started from the XAMPP control panel. Now you should be able to connect to the program using localhost. Okay, so I'll do that. So localhost, and what you do is you give your folder name, so demo, boom, and there you go, right? So all you can navigate through your files in that demo folder, right? I have other files as well, so maybe I'll just show you some sample ones as well. So the php.php, it's my first PHP script. Okay, so we'll just see that, right? So what I have put here is I'll just open it with a notepad, right? So all that I have done is it's a HTML document in a body. With the PHP tag, I have just echoed my first PHP script, right? And completed the body and HTML tags. And that's how it renders my first PHP script. So it's like a hello world program of PHP, right? It has echoed something which has showed up here. Okay. So I'll go back, and now I will open up my webfeed.php program, right? Uh, so okay, I mean, it's not like a super product quality code, but it basically needs a query string, right? So in the query string, I have to give a parameter. Since it wasn't given, it errored out, right? So I said I want to see the Google web feed. Okay, so that's the option I have given. Now I say enter. So now this program picks up the query string parameter of Q as Google, and boom, it has shown me the Google News feed. Okay. So we'll now spend some time understanding this program and how it works, right? So let me go back to the code, right? Let me close our first PHP script, right? And I'll look at this webfeed.php. Now it says it will open with Notepad, right? So this is again an HTML program with a JavaScript and PHP, right? So it says show RSS, right? So it looks at the RSS feed, right? It uses the uh, uh, HTTP request, XML HTTP request, right? It's a XML document, right? And okay, so now what we'll do is we'll kind of go behind the scenes and try to understand how this program works, right? So as you can see, if it were Google, then I was going to this website, right? So let me see what is there in that website, right? So for this, I'll just copy this and let me go to my Firefox. So I have already opened it there, but let me do it again, right? So in my Firefox, I just paste this URL, right? Uh, and you'll see the uh, web feed. So basically, web feed is in the news format, as the Wikipedia page said, right? So it has a channel. It's an XML document, right? So it has a channel. The channel has a link, right? The channel also has a description, right? Now inside the channel, you'll see the items, right? So the item has a title, again it has a link, and it has a description. Okay, so if you look at our PHP program, right, what it did is it, like, either went to the Google feed, or it went to the ZDNet. So we'll see that also in a bit. But let's see what this program does, right? So it basically constructs XML document out of it, loads it, right? Now it's going to look at the channel, right? From the channel, it will get a channel title, right? So it will look at the title, it will get the link, right? And it will get the description. Okay, so now if you go to the feed, then uh, the channel has a title, right? The top stories Google News, right? So what should we see? So if you look at the way it is rendering the HTML, right, the channel title is what you should see. It is a href, so it will have a link, and the channel title is what? Channel title is top stories Google News. Okay, and it should be a hyperlink since it's a href, and the link should point to the channel link, right, which is basically the same page, okay, that we opened. And then below that, so there is a break, and below that it should see channel description, right? So channel description is from this XML, you can see Google News, right? That's the channel description. So basically what you should expect a hyperlink uh, with a title top stories Google News, which should take to this link, and below that should be a description, which is not a hyperlink, just a text, and it should say Google News, right? So if you go back to what we see, boom, top stories Google News, it's a link, right? It's taking to the same page, as you can confirm from the below bottom bar, and it says Google News. Okay, so that's the header of this program. After that, there is an item, right? And the item has a title, link, and description, right? So if you look at the code, basically what it is doing is it is going through a loop, and it's saying I equal to 0, I $I less than or equal to 2, right? So basically it's going to pick the top 3 items, right? Top 3 news items, and again it will look at title, link, and description. Okay, and it is rendering it as the title is what you should see. Title should have be a hyperlink taking you to the link, and then there should be item description, right? So the first one, like the title is Kevin McCarthy elected US House Speaker after 15 rounds of voting, right? It should take you to this link, and below that should be a description, right? So now okay, just close that. But if you see, it's kind of now like there is a list, right? It's a ordered list, right? So there should be numbers, and there are 6 items in this list. So let's see whether that's what it is, right? Yeah, so Kevin McCarthy elected US House Speaker after 15 rounds of voting, right? uh, BBC, and then it has a uh, basically ordered list, right? So there are 5 items here, as you can see. Sorry, I said 6, and there are 5, right? So that's what we'll see here. Okay, so that's it about this program, looking at the web feed, right? So I'll also give you a little bonus where what you can do is instead of writing this program and hosting it on your own XAMPP server and running the PHP, these days you can also get these RSS feed reader. So if you search for this RSS feed reader, right? So these news feeds are also known as RSS feeds, right? So the first search you'll see from Chrome is a Chrome plugin or extension, as it is known. So you just install it on your machine. I have already installed it. That's why it says remove from Chrome. For you, it will show install if it is not already installed. Now what happens is since it's already installed, uh, if I again go back to my program, okay, so other thing I'll show is instead of Google, if I say ZDNet, right, it will take a while because it's kind of rendering the page, fetching the data, right, fetching the feed. So now you'll see the feed from the ZDNet. Okay, so this is a ZDNet top 3 items from the channel, right? So I mean there are some errors because uh, maybe something is missing in that RSS feed, but I mean it's like latest news, most recent news. I mean you'll see that in the header. So what I'll do is from this program, let me now pick the link for the ZDNet. Okay, so now if I copy this, now I go to my Chrome, right, and I paste this here, right? So boom, so since that extension is already loaded, in Firefox we had seen the XML, if you remember, right? When we went to the Google News, we saw this. Instead, in Chrome, since I have already installed the extension, it already did all the parsing that we did in our custom code, right? And actually it's a lot more sophisticated. So it's like much fancier than our little program. Okay, let me show you this also, right? Side by side comparison. I mean the same link in Firefox it gave the XML. In Chrome, when I do, since the RSS Feed Reader is already installed, right? It gives me the link. Okay. Now there is a slight difference in what our program gave, right? Our program gave this, like if you remember, let's switch back to Google News. It will take a while to render, right? It's fetching the RSS feed, uh, parsing it, processing it, and then displaying it. Boom. Okay, so this, the first one said Kevin McCarthy, second one was Mega Millions jackpot, sex trafficking, right? Uh, Instead, in our uh, plugin, it basically is Iranian protesters, Kevin McCarthy. Okay, so there is something before this. So that's because this is more sophisticated program, and it actually sorted it based on time, and it gave you by latest news. Okay, uh, so you can actually see this in these settings, right? So anyway, we won't see all the functionality of this plugin, but uh, I mean, it's a lot more sophisticated than our little program that we wrote in uh, PHP and hosted it on our XAMPP. Okay, so that's it about this assignment of looking at the web feed. And good luck with your assignment. Good luck with your cloud computing course. And again, if you like this video, right, please click the like button, share it with your friends, uh, post your feedback down in the comments section. I have posted this program uh, uh, on my GitHub, right? I'll share the link in the description. So if you go to my GitHub, uh, Samir Mahajan GitHub, there are multiple repositories. Feel free to look at other repositories if you like, but I have put a repository called cloud computing there, and under the cloud computing I have posting all these assignments. So please uh, go there, get them, right? And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like it very much. Okay, with that, we'll finish this video. Bye.